here at the hotel. Oh my goodness. Hubby and I are supposed to be going out before it gets windy because they said that's, supposedly supposed to be a little windy today, starting in the afternoon. So I'm hoping that we can go out and get some nice sunlight and sceneries before we leave. I mean, it's a nice hotel. It's pretty decent. I'm glad I didn't go to the other one. I mentioned about the other hotel, about the reviews there. That thing scared me. I ended up switching my location. This one here is nice. It has there's a fire pit and everything. It has, breakfast. It has pool and jacuzzi. The only thing is there's absolutely no privacy here whatsoever. That's why I'm walking in the hallway. you know, Most hotels I go to have balconies, so I'm used to. Me and my husband are both are we're in our we're used to be in our introvert phase where we're like, I need to have some time alone. So a lot of times we have the balcony for that, when we just want to get away from people. We just want to sit outside by ourselves or something like that. Not in this hotel. You don't get any privacy in this hotel. Yesterday, right, I was like, oh, I'm gonna go outside and go sit down near the fire pit, right, because I didn't see a lot of people around. Go downstairs, sit down, have a cup of coffee. There you go, people coming outside of nowhere. And then they sit there and they're standing there and they see you sitting near the fire pit. Then they come there and sit there. You're like, I was so annoyed. I would have stayed longer, but there was people there. And I understand that they want to sit near the fire pit too, but it's like, no, it didn't matter what area you went to, there was people there. Then I went to sit down over there, in that corner over there, because they have a chair there. There was no one there. I was like, oh, let me sit down for like 15 minutes. Next thing you know, somebody comes there. It didn't matter anywhere you go in this hotel, there's absolutely no privacy. So I'm just kind of pacing back down the hallway right now because I need to do that. I even walked outside in the front because, earlier today, because I'm used to sitting outside and seeing sceneries, and me and my sister and my little niece is the same way. My little niece is like that. She loves to sit outside and just look at stuff, and she's like me and my sister. We look outside, we look at everything. I think it's loud. I think I'm gonna walk down that way. So so she likes to do that. She doesn't like to be bothered. My little baby niece. So when she looks outside, she don't want you bringing her back in. She just wants to observe nature a lot of times. So she's like me and my sister a lot, but yeah, but I looked online because the area I'm at, I'm in the mountains right now, like near in NPA, and so where I'm at, I looked up and I seen that they don't have a lot of hotels with balconies. The one that I did have previously to this had a balcony, but unfortunately, they said that a lot of the hotels that are here, they're built a little bit older than so it was built back before, so they're older hotels. So I don't know. So they said it's not a lot of hotels available with balconies. And if they're the ones that do have balconies, I would have gotten them. But you know what? They all have 2 beds in there, queen beds. So I'm like, are you serious? Like, so I'm like, what? Like, you don't think there are couples that want to get away and have a vacation with just themselves? Like, it's just I looked at the ones at hotels. There was very, very limited and few, and all of them, the ones that did have, the few hotels that did have balconies, there was only 2 that I saw that had balconies. And I went to one last year. I should have gone back there. And the other one is, near the pole, where I'm at right now. But but it doesn't have a pool or anything. So that's why I didn't pick it. But I kind of wish I did. Because me and hubby, we want to go out anyways near the mountain. So that'll give us some kind of release, get away from, everybody near the window right now. But yeah, so that's That's it. Like, the ones that have balconies, they were like, oh, there's only two queen size bed available. Like they don't have king size one bedroom king beds. It's all two bedrooms. Like it's meant for like families and people, big groups. I'm like, well, what about people who don't want big groups of people with them? Like, like come on now. Like I don't want, I was quite annoyed with that. You know, like not everybody wants to go on a vacation with a bunch of people. Me and my husband are not like that. I like my family, yeah. I like going on vacation with them, but like when it's me and my husband, it's just me and my husband. We don't want anybody with us. You know, there was another place that I saw online, and it had a hotel, I guess, with a balcony, but it was like a romantic place. Me and my husband are not romantic, so we went in there. It just felt weird and funny just watching it on the advertisements, and you see like a heart pool with bubbles and people sitting in the little cup with bubbles look like you could tell they're naked. And then there was another thing. I told my husband I don't feel comfortable going there. So I'm not coming there for some romantic getaway. Like we're past that, you know what I mean? It just felt weird. I ain't going there just to sit on a balcony and I see all these, it just, I don't know, it just felt weird. I said I'm not going there. So I know I'm anal. I'm a very anal person, and people don't know that about me, but I could be very, very anal about a lot of things. So, you know, I just didn't go in that place. I didn't want to go there. And then the one that I did go to, beautiful scenery. Everyone in the comment section has beautiful scenery, but the hotel is horrible. They said it's horrible. I mean, the I mentioned about the previews on my past stream, my last one. I ain't gonna go into it again. It was really bad. It was like over 1,000 reviews, and all of them, I could almost guarantee all of them were like just horrible reviews. There's very few that gave them a really good review, you know? So when people are making reviews and it's all the same reviews over and over and over again, that means that they're not lying, they're telling the truth, because obviously their stories all sound similar. They don't know each other, it's at a different time, different dates, and they all say the same thing about your hotel and the cleanliness of it and the filth and everything and the way it is. So I said I don't want to go there just to see a beautiful scenery and then we're uncomfortable the whole night. So I just came here. I just said it doesn't have a balcony but it has a fire pit. There's just no privacy at all, none at all. I'm like, oh my gosh. There is no privacy. So that's why I'm like sitting in the hallway and I'm like, you know, just near the window right now looking. Because I like that. I like to just have time for myself. And I just kind of let my husband have some time to himself in the room. Um, maybe tonight, maybe, I'll go back down there at the fire pit again if there's not too many people around. I always like look. Like that's what I do. I come downstairs. They see me come down there like about maybe 3 or 4 times, just coming back downstairs and looking like this with a cup of coffee, like looking around and seeing if anybody was in there. So then I looked at the pool area. There was a bunch of people and kids in there. So I'm like, oh, okay, this is Saturday, so it's going to be crowded in there. So today is Sunday, so I think it's going to be a little bit better. It won't be as many people out. And later tonight, I don't think a lot of people will probably be out on a Sunday. So I'm hoping that's the case because I would like to just sit down, relax. Oh, my card. I would just like to be able to sit down, relax, near the fire pit with not a big crowd of people around. You know, I'm on a vacation getaway to relax, not to be around a bunch of people all day. I know that sounds kind of mean of me, but that's just the way I am. I'm very, I have an introvert side. So, I go through a phase where I like to talk to people, and then after a while I like to pull away. That's me. And I'm like in a phase of just like wanting to pull away. It's walked outside a little bit this morning. And only an introvert would understand this. A person that's extroverted, that need to be around people all the time. They get their energy from people all the time. They don't understand that. They just think you're being rude or mean. It's like, no, I'm not being rude or mean. You're just driving me crazy. You're making me go crazy. And you just go away. So that's why me and my husband work out so well as a married couple, because we have a good understanding of each other's mindsets. Like we understand when we just need to get away from each other, when we just need to have privacy when you need to go somewhere else. So I just leave him and I go out here, give him some time alone, you know. But then later today, you know, we'll get together, we'll go to the mountains, take some pictures or videos. And I hope to get there before the wind starts because they said it's going to get really cold. So, you know, I'm bringing like 3 jackets with me. Yeah, definitely. But yeah. And then I had that little corner. I was sitting there all comfortable, and then someone looked over and they walked over and they sat next to me. I said, I just got up. Like, you know, it reminds me of like a TV show, like a show where you know you see like somebody just trying to attempt to have something a calm day. Like a good example is that show SpongeBob. Now, I still watch certain cartoon shows, still, you know, childhood cartoon shows. But one there, remember the green looking man that had the big head and, and that nose. I think his name was Squidward or something. And he couldn't get away from SpongeBob. Everywhere he went, he was there. Squidward, Squidward. Every time he goes somewhere, someone's there and he's trying to relax, and then they mess up his day. That's how it feels like. It feels like, you know, just everywhere I go, to somebody there. And hey, you know, you're like, oh, you know, you're getting all annoyed. You're like, oh, damn. So I can't even sit down and relax. Go to the pool, you see people, kids, all, and people jumping around. You're like, come on. Then you go outside, you try to sit next to, the, you know, an area, and then someone comes to see you to walk over. You're like, oh, come on. Then I go over here, you know, in the middle there, hiding in the middle, sitting down in the chair, like, ah. And someone sees you, they come by to sit next to you. You're like, darn it. So I'm like, let me just stay here in the middle of the hall so no one can just come up. You know, they have nowhere to sit next to me or anything or talk or anything. Oh boy. I mean, I don't want to be mean, but it's like, you know, I just want to wooza, get away. So I'm just like sitting near the window looking outside, looking at the scenery right now. I'll probably go back to the room in about maybe 5 minutes, but you know, so far, you know, it's nice hotel. I like the hotel. It's very nice. I go online, it's beautiful. Um, nice look, but just no privacy whatsoever. And Mama Candy doesn't like when there's no privacy because it makes Mama Candy crazy. I go crazy after a while. Like if I'm near people for too long and I'm in a hotel or I'm in my own world, I have to be in my own world. If I'm not in my own world, I don't think right. You know, I start getting very irritable. Yeah, I don't know if he's still there sitting on that chair. I'll look. If not, I'll probably sit there. But if they're sitting there, then I will sit there. You know? But yeah. So I can't wait to do that. I mean, I don't know what time is it because I don't see that clock on the top here. It's 8:25. So so I'll probably leave in about maybe another hour, and I want to see this area. I'll take some photos and stuff and charge my phone. And then I'll get back here before the wind starts because they told me about some wind coming. Yeah, take some pictures. And I think next time, if I do plan on going to a trip, I'll go. I mean, I don't mind going to the mountains again, but it just won't be in this area. I think we'll, you know, the area. There's another area here in this state, you know, that I can go to where there's mountains, but you know, it's a little bit of a further drive, which I don't mind doing. But the area, the one that takes like it's like 3.5, almost 4 hours. You know, it's a longer drive, but there's more balconies in that area versus where I'm at. So I'm gonna tell my husband, like, I'm sorry, I know you don't like long rides, but I'll drive. You know, because I like balconies. I like privacy a lot. So, or we can go down south again, you know, and get a nice room with a balcony and nice view and stuff. Yeah. Every minute like this morning I got up from the area because I couldn't have any privacy. I ain't got no privacy. Oh boy. Oh boy. Other than that, we slept really good. Beds are comfortable. It's clean. You know, last hotel, that I switched from because I had like 48 hours to cancel and switch. That hotel, I heard it was nasty, dirty, and I mean the reviews disturbs me. I said I'm out of here. Oh no. Mm-mm. Is that a trash can over there? I'm gonna throw my coffee out. Ugh, head back over this way. Ugh, but yeah, I won't be back to work until Wednesday, so I have off today, tomorrow, and then Tuesday I return. So I got here yesterday. So Wednesday I'll come back. I'll work for like 2 days, and then Friday, of course, I'll be with the baby. So I cross my fingers I don't get sick anytime now and then because I don't like to get baby sick at all. Always going. Okay, they're going. I'm back in the area. The private area that I like, yeah, they were sitting there and then I just got up, so I'm back over here. So yeah, I have to go in a hotel anyways for in about another, what time is it, 16 minutes or 4 minutes. Hi. Yeah, so so you see what I'm talking about? Like you never really get to just have privacy. But I mean, they just walk down the hall. But yeah, I think that that's what I'm going to do next time. I'm going to drive a little further up, more north, because there's more mountains up there and they have more hotels with balconies. And I thought of it for a minute. I say, hubby, do you mind driving out a little further instead of going to Poconos? And he's like, oh, let's just go here. I'm sure they have some nice places. But I looked up online, literally, I even put in the search bar, why aren't there any hotels hardly with balconies? I wrote it just like that, and for the state that I'm in, and it said that in the area I'm at, they have a lot more older hotels, and the older hotels they didn't build them with balconies. I don't know why, and he said there's a few new ones, but that have balconies. And the one that looked nice was the one I told you has that romantic getaway place. I was like, ew. I don't know. It just kind of, I was just taken back from it. I'm like, the pictures just look too like, I don't know. It was just too much for me. Heart pools of flowers and bubbles and a cup. Like literally, there was a picture of a big cup with a couple sitting in there with bubbles in there, and then the room just looked overly romantic. It's just like I'm not here for all that. I just want to have a nice getaway, and a nice bed, look nice, nice balcony outside. I don't want all that. Ugh. You know, I'm like I don't know. It just kind of just made me just turned me off. I didn't like it. So me and my husband, I don't want to come there and then they're like, oh, which bed do you want? Do you want the heart or which tub do you want? You want the one with the tub with the hearts or the one with the cup, the cup tub? It looked like a cup, like a big cup with two people sitting there with bubbles. I did not like it at all. I said this place looked just too artificial. There you go. It just looked too artificial to me. Like it didn't look homey. That homey look. It just looked like a bubbly, romantic kind of place, and it just looked too artificial, too superficial for me. And I just said I don't like this. And it just looked like I thought of just this artificial place with perversion or something. I don't know why I thought that. And then I'm like, I don't know. It just feels odd. I don't like this. The bed was heart shaped, and I'm like, come on, really? I don't want that. I was annoyed looking through the pictures at the photos. The only thing that was nice was the outside. It was beautiful. And there was a balcony. That's it. But I'm not trying to go in a place like that. And then you think about it, you wake up in the middle of the night, you're probably going to hear some freakiness going on next room. I mean, I'm like, okay, you ain't going to really, you're going to feel like you don't have privacy because you're going to hear people next door doing some freaky stuff. Oh my gosh. And I don't care about noise, but like, in that kind of situation, I just feel odd and weird, I don't know. To me, it was more of the place just looked very artificial, very, very artificial, like just too superficial, and just was weird. Like, okay, like who goes to a hotel with a heart bed, a heart tub, you know, a cup, a tub that looks like a cup with that. They had two people sitting there with bubbles, and it's all romantic, and the sign has a heart in it. And it's talking about happy little getaway. And there was something talking about your beautiful love or something like that. It says some weird message. I'm like, I don't want to go there. I don't know. Me and my husband are not romantic kind of people. We're not that kind of couple. You know, we're not the Philly touchy kind of people. I mean, we kiss like, I give him a peck on the lip and stuff. Like, oh, I love you, and you know, we have more of a friendship, and we were just when we were younger, like 19, 18, 19, 20 years old, we were in that phase, but not anymore, it just feels odd, I mean, our love has, how do you put this? Our love has matured. It's matured, and it's not like that anymore. Like, we have a very good friendship. And so, I can kiss him, I give him a hug and stuff. We can walk with our hands together, but that's about it. Like, we're not, you know, doing all that. Like, got flower petals on a bed, flower petals in the tub. That just seems so, I don't know. I'm not trying to be mean, but it just seems so fake. I don't know. I'm like, well, no, we just want to go somewhere and relax and have some privacy, and, you know, sit outside, have a cup of coffee. He doesn't drink coffee. He drinks like hot tea every once in a while. And, you know, that's it. We don't want to be doing all that. Like, we just want to be comfortable and cozy. That's the type of people we are. I know we're a little old school. There you go. We're a little old school. Like, we just like to be comfy and comfortable, a nice robe on or a nice little cozy blanket, and just sit down, and just looking outside, seeing things. We're old souls. There you go. We're very much old souls. We don't want to do all that stuff. But it is 22 minutes in. I'm gonna go inside and start taking a shower and tell hubby to get ready, because I want to go to the mountains. I want to get out of here, just kind of explore nature. I'll take some videos and stuff, and hopefully I do that before it gets all windy outside. So take care, everybody. I wanted to do a Bible study, but I didn't get around to doing that yet. Maybe tomorrow morning or something, if I can find an area without being disturbed. Maybe I'll get up around 6 in the morning and sit out here with my Bible, because I don't want to wake hubby up because he's sleeping, and I don't have the balcony. So, we do that. So, take care, everybody. God bless. All right. I'll be back home Tuesday sometime. If I don't get around to do a Bible study while I'm here. Bye-bye.